Well, welcome everyone to my channel. Today we are going to be making, if you have not noticed, some Pet Simulator X pets. I have this doggo with me. I'm in UV editing. And I will be starting with a cube. Alrighty, let me just fix my settings first. Let me enable my cavity. There we go. Let me go to matte cap and select the black one. Usually what I go for. Let me change the ridge to 2, 2.5, and 2. Just like that. And now we can start. Alright. As you can see, they have a bit of a ramp or a down slight edge, let's say, to the pet. In order for us to do that, we can add a loop cut. Let's go ahead and add a loop cut. You can select it from there at the bottom left. There we have our loop cut. Now you can go into edge select mode and slide the loop cut down the x-axis. Oh no, the z-axis, my bad. Just like so. It seems like it's a bit back. Let's slide it back a bit. So G plus X. Let's go ahead, just like so. Wait, instead of doing that, we could just slide over the whole line. Yeah, let's slide over the whole line. Select the whole line, double G to move the whole line around. You select the upper edge. Now G plus Z. There we go. Now it looks better. Alright, and for the feet, I believe they have used a cube. So let's import a cube, Shift A, cube, scale it down, move it towards the feet. Let's move it up a bit, G plus Z. Let's move it towards the front, G plus X. Alright, as you can see in the picture, they have scaled the feet down. So let's extrude and then scale, just like that. Yeah, just like so. Move it a bit to the middle. Then we can duplicate, just like so. Just like that. Let's let's make this bigger. So we can go into individual origins and then we can make them bigger. Move them down a bit. There we go. Let's move them a bit to the middle. G plus X, move them to the middle. Let's duplicate them. G plus X, move them to the middle. Just like so. There we have the base and the legs. Now let's go ahead and make the ears. So we can import a plane. Let's rotate the plane. R plus Z. You can move it to the front using G. You can scale it down using S. Move it to the left, G plus Y. Move it down, G plus Z. And scale it towards the Z axis, S plus Z. Now let's just try to get that shape. So we can add a bit of loop cuts and move the vertices around a bit. Just to get the classic Pet Simulator X shape. Just like so. Let's scale those as well, and let's move it towards the left, just like that. Alright. Let's scale the bottom one down a bit. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Alright, now as you can see in the picture, it's a curving towards the front. In order to do that, we can move the top one around, just like that. By pressing G, now you can see a bit of a curve. Then you can extrude by pressing E. You can extrude again by pressing E. Just try to get the basic shape of the ear. You can extrude by pressing E, just like so. There we have it. Now let's fix this up a bit. Take those bottom vertices and scale them inwards. S plus Y, S plus Y. Just like so. Yeah, that's the basic shape. You can shade it smooth. Just like that. Now as you can see, there's a line in the middle as well, middle of the ears, and so we can add a loop cut in the middle. But now we will also have to add a solidify modifier since it's only a plane and it doesn't have any volume. So let's add a solidify modifier. We can change the thickness of the modifier. We can go into normals, auto smooth. Yeah, that looks much better. Alright, now you can apply the modifier just like that, and now you can move around the middle loop that we have created by using G. You can, or you can only use proportional editing for this one actually. So you see this circle, the bigger it is, the more it's going to move around. So let's use the circle, let's move it around. There we go, just like that. Now you can see we're getting the line. Let's add another vertex just like that. Yeah. Now you can basically just move them around to however you like it. Alright, yeah, that looks very good. What you can do is you can mirror this. So you add a mirror modifier. Then you can choose your axis depending on where you want it. And then for the mirror object, you can select the base, so the cube that we have made. Now let's change the axis to where we want it, so the y-axis, and there we go. Now it has the same distance from the left corner to the left ear, and from the right corner to the right ear. This is the perfect way of doing it. There we go. Now we can make the tail as well, the little tail that we see in the picture. Let's make the tail. We could use the cube for this one as well. So Shift A and then you select the cube, scale it down to the size that you like, move it to the middle, just like so. Now you could just press Z and open wireframe. Now you can just get the basic shape of it. So extrude it up, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale. Just scale it down. Just get the basic shape of it. And scale it along the x-axis. As you can see, the faces are flat in the picture, so you can make them flat as well. You can select the faces and press S plus X. Now you can see they're flat, 90 degrees. Now you can move it down towards the x-axis. Yeah, that looks nice. You can shade it smooth if you want, like that, and auto smooth, just like so. Alright, in order to make the eyes, we can use a cylinder. You could also use a texturing program like Substance Painter, but for beginners I would suggest you using a cylinder and doing the way I do it. You can rotate the cylinder, scale it down, scale it towards the x-axis, just like so, scale it down a bit, move it to where you want your eye, how you want it to look, so scale it down towards the y-axis, and G plus X to move it along the x-axis, just like so. Now you can scale that part as well. You can scale it towards the x-axis, and there you have it. There we have our eye. And we could use the mirror modifier for these as well. You go to modifiers, add a mirror modifier, select the mirror object to the base, and you select your axis. You do that to both of the parts, both of the cylinders. Just like so. And there you have your eye. Now let's make the mouth and the nose. In order to make the mouth and the nose, we could use a plane. So Shift A and then plane. Now rotate the plane RZ. You can scale it down. You can remove some vertices. just like so. Now I have one vertex left. Now you can just try to get the basic shape of it. So E to extrude, just try to get the half smile because we are going to be mirroring it after. We're going to be using the mirror modifier. So after you have made half your smile, you can apply the mirror modifier. Go to modifiers tab and apply the mirror modifier. And you can enable clipping this time. So when you move along, it's going to stay intact. There we go. You can move it to the middle, just like so. Then you could also subdivide this mouth. So you right click, you can select everything, right click, and then click on subdivide. Just like so. Now you can just move around to get the basic shape. You can scale it up a bit, move it towards the eye, just like that. Now let's add another plane for the nose. So delete 3 vertices from this one as well. Then try to make a half nose and then mirror it. Just make a half nose really quick. Then you can mirror it, just like that. And also don't forget to enable clipping, just like so. Just get the basic shape of it. Move it to the middle. You could also subdivide this one. So you can subdivide it, use a proportional editing to make it look better. Alright, and when you have attached the nose to the mouth, you can just select the nose and press F to create a face. You can do the same with the smile. Press F and now E to extrude and S to scale, just to create the mouth shape, just like so. And for the middle part, you can make some loop cuts. You can extrude them and add some faces by pressing F, just like this. Alright, now let's just move the mouse to where it was. Yeah, let's just fix it, just like that. And now for the texturing or the coloring, we can make sure that everything is in the same group for the same colors. We know that the eye bulbs and the nose and mouth are the same colors. So you can select them and press Command J or Control J, depending on what device you're in. Now the ears are together. You can see the tail and the feet have the same color, so you can select them, press Control J or Command J. And you can press on Auto Smooth as well, just like that. Alright, now it's ready for coloring. So what you can do is you can go to the material properties and you can click on New. And then you can go to base color, you can select the yellow dot and select image texture. You can click on open. Then you can choose the color that you have saved in your computer. In this case, I have a color palette that I will be using. Now you can press Z and go to material properties. Here you can see a color. You can also go into UV editing and see the color to your left. So open the same color here. Select your color palette, just like so. You can open the image and here you see your color palette, just like that. And you can select the faces. But let's now you can apply the color to every part. So image texture, so choose image texture and then your color palette that you have, just like so. We are using an image texture since you can export from Blender to Roblox with colors. If you use Blender colors, then you will have to bake them, which you may not know how to do. Right, and now you can select your base, you press A, and then you can press U and select project from view. and you can scale it down and select the color that you want. So in this case, I will be selecting the brown, similar to the picture. Same with the feet, I will be using a darker color for the feet. A to select all, U to select project from view. Then you can move them around in the UV tab by pressing G. A to select all, and then G to move them around. We can get a darker feet just like that. Yeah, that looks good. Now for the ears, they were pink in the inside and brown on the outside. So first we could make them brown on the outside and then worry about the pink. So U and then project from view, you can select brown. And now you can look inside the ears. Here you see. You can hide the base by pressing H, and here you see the faces. So what you can do is select the faces just like that. If you want the circle select tool, then you can press C, then you will enable it. Then you just need to hover over the faces, just like that, and select all faces. Do the similar thing with the second ear, just like that. Now you can go back to your UV tab, then move them around to a pink color or a color that you want. And for the eyes, we are going to press U, project from view, and select the color white as they were in the picture, like that. And these were a bit darker brown, I would say. Yeah, like a bit darker brown. So I would go with this one, just like that. Yeah. Now you have your dog. There it is. Now you could export it into Roblox Studio or render it. You can do whatever you want with it. So I will just be rendering it. You can follow along this time lapse. Alright, and here we are done with the render. I hope you guys like this tutorial. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments.